Sup guys, Juggalo here, and check out this weather. It was 51 yesterday, 61 the day before, and today it's snow. Man, this weather here in Colorado is totally crazy this year. Yesterday, or not yesterday, but last year, it just snowed the whole time, but now we're getting like spring weather, then we're getting winter weather. I'm like, just make up your mind, please. I'm getting sick and tired of whipping out my pants and then shorts and then sweaters and then t-shirt. It's just, it's a nightmare. Trying to dress up here in Colorado, you gotta look at the weather in the morning, then in the afternoon the weather's totally different. So if you don't like the weather here, wait 5 minutes. Apple juice, no alcohol. But I made this video, or going to make this video, for water cooling part suggestions and all that stuff. As you guys know, I made up a water cooling guide, and I keep on updating it as I get more information. And this is more or less to reiterate the water cooling guide that I made. Alright, so I don't know which order I'm going to go, so I'm just going to go what comes on top of my head and I'll spit it out. Alright, budget water blocks CPU will be XSPC Raystorm block. And I know some people don't like the acrylic cover for it. They're releasing a metal bracket for it. So I don't know how much that costs or anything. I know they're going to be releasing a aluminum one for the bracket to hold the CPU in place because they didn't like the acrylic bending when they were screwing in the screws. Alright. High end is EKHF. Also, to make it top dog, you will need to get a jet plate. I think it's jet plate 6, I think. I have no idea the number of the jet plate, but I know it's a jet plate nonetheless. Alright, next we're going to do GPU blocks. Alright, XSPC, again, is going to be your budget for cooling your water blocks and everything. And then high end, I guess, would be like coolants. There's heat killer, you know, aqua tuning, I think, or aqua tuning graphics. But there's a whole bunch out there for high end. But generally, from a little bird that told me, the coolants water blocks are good for NVIDIA GPUs, and then EK for your AMD GPUs. So hopefully I didn't screw that up, so I'll say it again. Coolants for NVIDIA, EK for AMD. Okay. Next we'll go into pumps. There's so many pumps out there. Budget pump, Jingway pump, JINGWAY. Alright. Then there's the MCP 350, MCP 655, the MCP 355, and the MCP 35X for like your high-end pumps, depending on how much you want to spend. And you see what I did there? I said MCP 655 and then the MCP 355. Why did I do that? Well, the MCP 355 pump is better than the 655 pump. I don't care if you want to argue, it's just the truth, okay? Pretty much the MCP 355 comes out on top on the MCP 655 / D5 Vario or whatever you want to say it, with other model that they want to rebrand it. The reason why it's better is because of the head pressure. The 655 comes close to it because of the gallons per hour per minute, however you want to say it. And the top dog is the MCP 35X pump. Will run you probably $80 to $90 for this pump. I have 2 of them, so that just gives you an idea. Alright, next, radiators, budget radiators. I will no longer call RS radiators a good budget radiator. I would get the EX radiator. They're They don't cost that much compared to other, I guess you want to call it high-end rads. They're good for the performance. They're low profile, but they have good cooling performance. Everybody was like, oh, why aren't these rads performing good and da-da-da. It's not that. XSPC was trying to design a rad that was size-wise and cooling-wise good, which it does. Alright? Now, for your quiet setups, you want to get an RX rad or a SR TAC1 radiator. Alright, now the top dog in radiators that I still know is going to be the GTX radiators. Those are for the high-end fans and everything, so I'll get to that next. Alright, next, fans that I would use on the SR1, the RX, rad, or let me see, probably have to re-emphasize this, the EX rad, the RX rad, and the SR TAC1 radiators. I would use XSPC 1650 RPM fans, alright, or 2000 RPM fans, but hold on one second, alright, because XSPC fans, the 1650 or the 2000 RPM fans, they're pretty cheap. I'm not sure the price on the 2000 RPM fans yet. I'm not sure if any retailers have got them in stock. But the XSPC 1650 RPM fan is the best budget block. It's better than Yatelins, I can tell you that much, because Yatelins are dirt cheap. Yeah, they work, but I would call, this is how I would do it. You would have Yatelins, and then you would have XSPC fans, and then you go Gentle Typhoons if you want to spend balls to the wall money, okay? But the XSPC fans, Cerulean fans, I think that's how you pronounce it, are a really great fan. They're only $6.95 a fan. They basically meet Gentle Typhoons, which is a $20 fan, okay? And I did testing. Everything was the same. The ambient temps or whatever were the same. Everything was the same in my testing, alright? So that's showing a $6 fan can meet the performance of a $20 fan. Now again, if you want a high-end fan, Gentle Typhoons will be your pick right there. They're going to range from $20 to, I don't know, I've seen them for $30 actually too. But I'm sorry, this door's open. That's probably getting pretty annoying for you guys. Hopefully you didn't pick up too much. I apologize for that. Alright, now we're going to go into fans for the GTX rad. Again, Panaflows, Deltas, or Kazis. Those are going to be your top three fans. Kazis can range from $10 to $15, and then Deltas and Panaflows, they might, may fall in a range there too, but probably $15 to $20 is probably the price point for those fans, okay? Now tubing, in my opinion, tubing is tubing. You can spend $2 a foot, $3 a foot, it's just tubing. What I use is Primo Chill. I've used Master Clear 2, the clear tubing for my first build. There's Tygon, there's Feezer, and all this stuff, but Primo Chill's good, Master Clear's good. Alright, I've used them, they're fine. If you want to spend more money on Tygon tubing and everything like that, have at it. Again, same with Feezer or Pfizer or however you pronounce it, because I know people are going to correct me. It's pronounced this way, it's pronounced that way. Pfizer, I guess. Alright, now we'll go to reses or reservoirs that hold your water. It's really up in the air, because when you're designing a water cooling loop, make it your own, you know. And you can spend $20 on a res, or maybe $10 if you're lucky. That's if you're lucky and you buy it used, of course. Or you can spend up to $100 to $200 for a reservoir, and I'm not exaggerating, okay, whatsoever. Look it up on Frozen CPU or I think it's Performance PC. Check out Frozen Q. His reservoirs are geared toward the enthusiasts of spending high-end dollar, but they look badass. They're solid acetal reservoirs that have a helix in the middle. They have an adapter where you can mount the MCP 3.5 series pump right behind it and everything. It comes with 2 plugs, so all you would need to do is buy barbs or compressions. So let's get into that. Barbs and compressions, I think it really doesn't matter. Just get what works for you, what will suit your build. I'm using Enzotech fittings right now. There's Feezer compression fittings, there's Bits power compression fittings, and all that stuff. So it just depends the style of compression fitting you like, or more or less the price point. XSPC has some compression fittings too that are pretty good for the dollar. Barbs, same thing with all those manufacturers. It just depends on how much you're willing to spend per compression fitting, really. Also, within your loop, I would highly recommend probably getting 2 to 3. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the snow and it's coming down like pretty hard. I'm sorry about that. Compression fittings, alright, got that, or barbs. Next will be angled fittings. I would highly recommend probably getting maybe 2 to 3 or 2 to 4 angled fittings, because I'll make your loop look a lot neater. You won't have to bend that tubing as much, but it's up to you. They are expensive. They can range from $8 to $15 and so on and so forth. It's really expensive for that kind of stuff, but it does make your loop neater and everything. Okay, I have, I think, 2 or 3 in this build right now, actually. So, fan controllers, pretty much to keep your setup quiet. There's Reservoirs, and that's pretty much what I'll recommend. I don't like the digital displays and everything. I don't see the need for it, in my opinion. If you want everything to be digital on your computer and see what RPM and all that stuff, have at it, but I can do that pretty much if I have fans hooked up to my motherboard, and I can see the RPM that way too. I personally don't hook up the RPM sensor on my pumps on the motherboard either, because I want them to run full speed, which I do on both of the builds that I have. Okay, so it's totally up to you, and basically my advice is make your water cooling build your own. You know, make it your style. If you want to add some UV LEDs or whatever, get osmium LEDs, get a Molex, take all the wires out except for the yellow and black, and just solder in the LEDs from osmium.com to that connector, and they're bright as crap. You will not be disappointed through osmium.com LED lights. They have flexible strips, they have really thin strips too, like more or less it looks like this for their really thin strips, and then they have LEDs on top of it, like every half an inch or so, or less than that actually. But you won't be disappointed through osmium LEDs. They're located here in Colorado, so they're pretty good. Also, they ship really fast. Pretty much they'll ship it the same day. If you order it at 8 o'clock in the morning, and if they have it in stock, they will ship it out probably within the hour. That happened to me. I placed an order, for example, at 1:30, and at 2 o'clock it was already on its way here, which was really fast, and I was really surprised. So check out those guys. Water cooling stores, they're all out there. I like to use Cooler Tech when I can, if they have the products that I want. KOOLERTEC.com. There's FrozenCPU.com. There's PerformancePCs.com. And then Xide, XOXIDE.com. And there's CrazyPCs.com, but I think either Performance PCs bought CrazyPCs.com, so more or less they're the same company or something like that too. So there's a whole bunch of water cooling companies out there. There's JabTech.com as well. You just I have to see what company will have the lowest prices for that product you want, and also try to consolidate all your shopping onto one site if you're possible, because in the end you might be paying more for shipping overall for all the products than if you were to just buy them individually. That's just my opinion, okay? I guess that's it for now. I plan to make the PC news you can use video either today or tomorrow. I have today off, but I need to clean the house pretty much, vacuum and all that stuff, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Let me show you the weather now. It's changed already. Still, it's actually gotten a little harder, and the snow is actually sticking to everything. Hopefully you guys can see that. See that red Toyota if you guys see that, hopefully. I think my car's parked right next to it. Yeah, if you see the black bars, and I don't care if it's in there in the shot or not, that's my car, and it probably already has an inch of snow on it. So if I want to go anywhere, I'm going to have to shovel some, not shovel, but, you know, get the snow off my vehicle and everything and have fun with that. But thanks, guys, for watching. Thank you guys if you are subscribing and clicking on those Google ads and everything. You are helping me out a bunch. I do appreciate it. So I don't know what else to say. I'm very appreciative of everybody. I'm sorry this video is so long, but I just want to say thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you for clicking those Google ads and everything, because it really helped me out. Just because of me being let go of that site, my paycheck's a little short, but since I am getting, you know, money from my videos and everything, it's definitely helping me out a bunch, and I do appreciate it. And as always, comment, subscribe, rate this video, click that like button, and you guys have a great day. Alright?